Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Last Class Podcast, episode 67, with your co-host Pablo.
And Matthew.
Today we have a special guest.
My name is Brennan. Some people call me B, some people call me Skinny, but Matt can't do it because he works for me, so
Yeah.
it's Mr. Johnson to him.
Yes, sir.
Mr.
Yes,
Johnson.
sir. You know
But how y'all doing, man?
I'm doing good. I mean,
Doing
I don't work for you, so
Yeah, so you can call me whatever the other names I just
B.
said. Let's do B. B's
Okay,
good.
B.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, B.
Yeah, Matt, you can't do it.
All right. It's okay. We'll get it done.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Man, how you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed to be here, man. It's an
always a
honor, it's a privilege. I won't say a long time coming, but I know we definitely supposed to do this earlier, so I'm glad I'm able to do it now.
Hey, man,
we appreciate you for being here.
Yeah, man.
Oh, 100%, man. We're
I think
glad you're
I
here.
think it's dope what y'all do, man, for real.
Yeah?
Okay.
You took a peek at the channel and stuff? You looked at
Yeah,
it?
yeah, man. Like I said, man, I think more of this needs to happen over here at GGC, just for student engagement, just as a community, just able to know each other's backgrounds and just have good content for sure.
Okay. I mean, that's amazing, man. We appreciate, you acknowledging this and just knowing that it's a really good, it's a good idea and a good environment. Yeah.
It's also a good way to like spread ideas and other people's mindset stuff.
Oh, yeah, of
open
course.
minds, and I feel like. How many podcasts do people have here at GGC, do you think?
I'm not going to lie. We had one for GGC specifically.
Oh,
I don't know if
really?
you remember we had one, but then I think they just,
time.
yeah.
Sure.
Well, after that, it kind of just ended. I don't know what it was.
Is this pre-COVID or?
I think it was BC, yeah.
Gotcha.
Pre-COVID.
It makes sense.
Before COVID.
See, yeah.
It makes sense.
Before COVID,
Yeah, it's been almost 5 years since COVID initially happened.
crazy.
You know what? And we're gonna get into that too about some things that happened, but
Okay.
we're gonna go off a little bit on a tangent real quick. I just wanted to know, you know what I mean? We just want to know a little bit of your background and whatnot. Let us know where you from, where you were born, and a little. Info.
Okay. Well, background on me, a little short and sweet. Born and raised in Atlanta.
Okay.
Moved to Gwinnett. I want to say probably 3 or 4. So been in Gwinnett basically all my life. Lived in Norcross, lived in Lilburn, moved to Lawrenceville. This is how old I am. Back in '96. So went to Richards Middle, Central Gwinnett, graduated from there. Was a former student here. I didn't graduate here. I enrolled here 2011. And from there, military, couple other jobs, and life just brought me back here as a professional staff. So
Okay.
What did you major in when you were enrolled here?
man, balling. Honestly, I was playing basketball. I wasn't even in
Oh,
class.
that man was a hooper.
I
Wow.
was hooping. All my friends, basically, once we graduated, it's funny because back then, I graduated 2005, so from high school. So back then, Gwinnett County schools, we all knew kind of each other, games, parties, all that.
Right,
so when we came here, it was basically another extension of Gwinnett County School. So all my friends were enrolled here, so we would just hoop. We hooped all our life, so that's all we did. So honestly, I love telling this story because it's a full circle moment for me. When I was here back in 2010, 2011, I didn't even go to class. I was enrolled in class, but I didn't go. I was always hooping. So eventually, I ended up losing my scholarship. Parents, they weren't having it. They were like, if you're not in school, you're going to work. So I was doing odd warehouse jobs down 316. And, one day, I just happened to be working a shift, and I realized my manager at the time was probably 40, 50 years old, but doing the same job I was doing, and I'm barely 20. So it's I see if I don't apply myself, I could end up right here.
Right.
Nothing against what they do, but it's I just didn't see that for myself, and I knew I always wanted to be in school and get my degree, but I couldn't afford it. So it was okay, you can't afford it, and your parents aren't paying for it. Next route is the military route. So I chose the military. I wanted to be, fun fact, I wanted to be in the Air Force.
Oh.
But the recruiting station that I went to, they saw all the tattoos and they immediately pointed me down the hall. And
So you're down there, buddy. Yeah.
Landed in the Army. So
Damn.
So the dogs are over there, man. You got this.
pretty much.
That's crazy.
Pretty much. But yeah, so I went the military route. I only did 4 years. I got out, and while I was in, I basically did school online. So graduated with my degree in recreational sports and recreation management.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so got out in the military, was working at a local car dealership just in warehouse because when I was in the military, believe it or not, I was a diesel mechanic.
Oh, you get bread for that.
Wow.
I could have, if I would have stuck with it with my civilian job, I could have. But for me,
That's 6 figures right there.
for me, when I did the ASVAB, I just Christmas treated. So I landed as a diesel mechanic.
So for those who don't know what that is, can you
So
tell
the
them what that is?
ASVAB is pretty much a placement test in the military. You really can't study for it. So you just go in and you just answering questions. So since we couldn't prepare or study for it, I didn't really take it as seriously as I should. Just basically Christmas treated, and they was like, yeah, these are the only jobs that your score reflects. So I ended up doing that because it was the easiest job, and it was like I always had, I was always curious about working with vehicles and stuff. So I just stuck to that. And even when I was in the military, I really didn't do my job because I'm not a grease monkey. Like, I like the idea of it, but I didn't like getting down and dirty. So even though my job was a diesel mechanic, I was more doing like convoy missions.
Okay.
Yeah, we would fix the vehicles and stuff like that, but we also would do missions in those vehicles that we fix. So if I was to do like a service, it would be something like an oil change or replacing batteries or replacing lights.
Maintenance.
Yeah, nothing like changing out engines or anything like that. Which
Good Lord.
much respect to them because honestly, just to go back, and we're going to cover it, but after I got out of boot camp, I got to Fort Hood, Texas, and got in my my unit, and they congratulated me for being in the unit, and they were like, in 3 weeks, you're deploying. Right, so that was a whole nother shock, too. Yeah, so when I get there, we end up deploying to Kuwait in August. I don't know if y'all know anything about Kuwait in August, but as soon as we touched off the plane, it's 128 degrees. So just imagine taking out a big diesel engine in 120 degree weather. So my brothers, man, shout out to them, man. Definitely not an easy job to do, man. But I for sure wasn't doing it. But you know, when you're out there, the job has to be done. So shout out to them, man. Military, my brief 4 years, it was an experience, both good and bad. But it brought me to this point, even with you guys. So just the stories that I have, the experiences that I have, just being back again on campus, just looking back where I started again, I'm just playing ball. I don't care. I'm living in my parents' house. I'm just hooping to be back where I'm at with, here on campus, and even with you guys. It's a blessing. It's just a full circle moment because, I mean, you guys, y'all are going through life and all that, but what I tell you, Matt, all the time, man, is life is always evolving, is always changing. So just because you're in a situation now doesn't mean you're going to always be in that situation. Life has a funny way of circling back, man. So just to be back here, man, I'm honored and I'm privileged, man. I'm excited too, man. For real, like when I was here, honestly, there was 3 buildings. It was the rec center, and this is 2005. Now, mind you, the school was founded in 2005. Actually,
10 years ago.
It wasn't. So GGC used to be Georgia. What was it? It was a branch of Georgia State. What was it called? It was a 2-year school, basically. And then 2005, GGC was bought by whoever it was bought, and they changed the name.
Wow.
So when I was here, it was only A building, B building, and the rec center. Everything else was either tree line
Or dirt.
or gravel. Like even the parking lot right here, that was not this parking lot, but the parking lot down there.
Yeah.
That was just all gravel when I was here.
Wow.
So imagine but we had probably like, at that time we probably had like 6,000 students. So between those 3 buildings, this was the main building. Like all your classes basically in this building and B building. But just imagine middle of April, it's raining, and you're parked at the gravel parking lot. So you're tracking mud basically going all the way up here to this building. So to have the amenities and the facilities that y'all have, man, it was eye-opening when I got the job. Because when I first got the job, of course, they give you the tour and everything. And I'm looking around, and I'm like,
Dang.
Wow, this is not like
breaking his neck over here.
Right.
He's
I'm like, yo,
this much
what's
room
going
now.
on, man? So just to see how things, changed for the better, even not just the school, like even Lawrenceville, downtown Lawrenceville and everything,
Oh,
how
yeah.
everything is changing. And part of the reason why it's changing because of the school and because of students like you, man, it's a great thing, man, because I didn't have these opportunities at all. So that's why I didn't really take school serious as I should, because it's like, okay, I'm going to class, I'm on campus, but there's literally 2 buildings academically and a gym. So
Rec center.
yeah, it's not really the college experience I'm looking for. So I just didn't take it serious at all.
Yeah, it wasn't like one of those preppy colleges like UGA,
Not at all,
none of
not
that.
at
So you
all.
were just like, nah.
Yeah, basically. Like I said, it was a 2-year school, so it's like you get your associates and then you just move on somewhere else. A lot of them did that. Some of us didn't. But like I said, it all worked out how it was supposed to work out.
That's amazing.
Yo,
Yeah, man.
this place expands. So I'm surprised that more and more people want to come here each year and enroll. How do you? Okay, now that you used to come here
Right.
and now that you're here in the present, how do you feel this place is going to take off in the future? Do you think it's going to get to the level where UGA is, or GSU Tech, or it's just going to stay like this?
I feel like Georgia has a big head start over here. Like
Yeah.
UGA was founded
Back in the day.
1700s basically. So I wouldn't compare it to them or Tech or anything like that. But I will say it has great potential. One, because of the area. So for instance, just being in the metropolitan area of Atlanta,
Very diverse.
sorry, 6 million people. So you
Yeah.
gotta evolve with the times anyway. So that alone is gonna make changes to the school enrollment. Not only just enrollment, but just student involvement in things is gonna bring up numbers. So I see the potential. We're off to a great start, but we have so much more to go, and we're only going to get there together.
Yeah.
That's why I really appreciate this time on this pod, because I'm not a student. I'm professional staff.
Yeah.
But it needs to be more conversations like this so we can bring the two together so we can grow this. Like, even like the dorms that y'all have, they're expanding, like they're buying up land so they can have more room for you guys. Man, I think it's great.
Okay.
Like I said, we have the fraternities and the sororities now coming in. We have the
Kappas,
basketball
alphas, all that.
program. That's how the college experience should feel like. Like I think going to school here, you're getting the best of both worlds, especially if you're from the Gwinnett area. It's like I'm getting the college experience, but I'm literally minutes from home too. So
Yeah.
So nice.
if I were to go back to when I graduated from high school and I was entering college, say like I got accepted at UGA, there's no way I'm finishing in UGA. I didn't have the discipline. For me, big colleges like that aren't for everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like sometimes some people need to go to the community college, the local community college, to get that feel, to get some kind of like discipline and some kind of worth ethic. Because when you're out there, it's just, y'all know how it is. You've been there, you can make that drive. It's really nothing out there Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah.
Now Thursday through Sunday is a whole different environment. But if you're not disciplined in that, you're going to be caught in that lifestyle and you're not really paying attention to your academics. So as much as I wanted to go to UGA and big schools like that, like for me, I was jealous of a lot of my friends because they had the grades, we were all athletes. But one of my biggest regrets is while I was in high school, I was so caught up in the social aspect of high school that I didn't prioritize my academics. So by the time, but I did enough to get by.
Right.
My mom's motto, which is crazy that she would use on me, because I'm a smart dude, but I never applied myself really when it came to academics. Her motto was, if you get a C, all that means is see you at graduation. So I was just
C to a degree. C to a degree.
See to a degree. That's
Wow.
it. So
That's
I was
crazy.
just focused on, okay, let me just do the bare minimum and get out. Versus them, they were putting more effort into their academics. So with the athleticism that they have, with the academics, like a lot of them were going to D1 schools and stuff like that. Was I jealous about it initially? That they're living the lifestyle that I wanted to. Yes, but hindsight is like that was going this route was the best route for me because I wasn't ready for the major schools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, to go off that, like, comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah.
So with that being said, do you think if you applied yourself, then you definitely would have gone with them? And if you would have had that discipline in you, that dog in you. I know you got that dog in you, but there's a discipline.
No, I wasn't taught discipline like that yet.
Okay.
Like I said, as much as I want to be like, yeah, I would have had it back then, I'd just be lying to you guys.
Okay.
Be lying to myself. I really didn't get the discipline like I have until the military. Being in the military, it's what I get that question a lot. Like, how was my military experience? I tell people it's all what you get out of it. As far as if you go in it miserable, it's gonna be the longest for to however long you're in there. But if you go in there with a positive attitude, you have a goal in mind, it can be one of your best experiences. And for me, being in the military, I went in pretty late. I went in at 25.
Okay.
So a lot of people that I was in basic training and stuff with, 18,
babies.
straight out of high school, never really had an adult life yet at that point. So it taught me discipline just in that experience alone, because it's like you're pretty much, when you're there, you're on your own. There's no more mommy, there's no more daddy. Everything you do there is earned. And they respect that. Like, if you go in there, you're respectable, you do what you're supposed to do, you be where you're supposed to be, everything's gonna take care of itself. So once you learn those things, it doesn't feel like a chore anymore. It feels like, okay, I'm just doing what I have to do. And that's where I really started to learn discipline.
So it becomes like routine, like brushing your teeth in the morning.
Basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
it just becomes a part of you.
Yeah,
basically.
so I'm used to waking up odd hours in the night. I'm used to working odd hours in the night. It's just, like, even to this day, I've been out, man, it's been 10 years. I got out 2016. It's almost 10 years. Yeah. It's not 26 yet. It's almost 10 years. I'm at 9 years. To this day, I still wake up at 4 in the morning like it's clockwork. For no reason. For no
You're like, wait, you don't hear anyone screaming. You're like, wait, no.
It's just repetition, man. Once you do it for so long, man, it becomes a party. And it helps, too, because now I have a son. He's 2 years old. So it's like,
Congratulations, brother.
yeah, appreciate it. It's crazy, man, because when you have a son late like I did, I wouldn't say late, well, later in life, at 35, it's like, I was at a point where I was cool if I didn't have a kid. I wasn't really tripping. Like, I'm an uncle. I have a 13-year-old nephew, so I was cool just being having a kid at 36, man, it's like, especially with the military to credit, I'm up when he's up, so it's not that big of a thing, because with small kids like that, they don't care what type of day you had. Like, they're gonna be up. They're gonna be up. So it definitely helps me now that I've been in the military. I've been up all kind of hours a night. I've been up 72 hours straight, just doing military. And we'll get into that too. Like,
I was about to say 72. We got to talk about that one for sure, man.
The basic training, and we'll get into it, but basic training is basically a game. It's like, it reminds me of Hunger Games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you.
It's like the cream of the crop, basically. You're doing stuff intentionally that they already set up, but they're picking out who's going to come out of those different scenarios.
Okay.
And again, me being 25, I kind of had an advantage, because it's like, I see it for what it is versus someone coming straight out of at a mommy and daddy's home, 17, 18-year-old. They're thinking boot camp is actually how the military is. And it's couldn't be further from the truth.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So before we get into boot camp, man, or into Army in general, so what were your best memories going into before you went into the Army? Like with your boys, you know what I mean? Just things you kind of gave up.
Partying.
Partying? My man was a dog,
man.
huh?
Yeah, we got this thing, and it's funny, again, when you're in high school, you have all these friends, but as life goes, your circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller. It's to the point where I can probably say it's probably 7 or 8 of us, like, really solid since high school, like, knowing them 20 plus years. So before I went to the military, of course, UGA being right up the street, and so many stores. We be there we would have jobs here in Gwinnett. Come Thursday night, Friday night, be all in the same group thread. Someone put, what's the move? Once we got that, we already knew 9 o'clock. Have your stuff on, gas up the car, we going 316Es.
He knew the vibe.
We had a friend that actually attended UGA, so he had his own
the hookup.
apartment,
He
all
knew
that.
everything.
What?
Yeah.
Literally, like 3 blocks from the bars. So
Oh man, what?
we get there, we pregame. That's when we was on our Wiz Khalifa cabin fever.
Oh really?
Yeah, man, what? We used to call him DJ Wiz Khalifa.
Oh,
That's
my
all he
God.
played. So we go to the bars on Thursday, say like maybe we leave here at 9. We probably get there because we're flying down.
Oh shit, you gonna get there like 10:30, maybe that.
We leave. No, we get there like 9:40.
Oh.
We're flying down.
Oh, you was flat footed. Oh, okay.
We were flying down. So yeah, we'll
I'm
get there.
tripping.
We'll pregame because from here to UJ is probably like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm fucking.
So yeah, we're probably halfway drunk at that point.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
So we get there, we pregame, whatever, and then back then that was the crazy thing. Like drinks out there, especially back in those days, like $3-5 drinks, like $3 $5 pitchers. What?
No, it's like 20, like 15, like 16. Like I don't even, bro.
Man,
That's just a lot more, man.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Y'all got it now, man.
I'm good.
I couldn't do it. Like
Just
even
buy
my,
your own bottle,
my last UGA game, I strictly went to the game and I came back home. I said I don't have it in me no more. Like I have again when you get to your 30s and 40s, it's like okay, in your mind, it's like I still got it. Physically, because you don't recover from, and that was the thing. We was drinking the nastiest vodka. We were drinking like Tonka, like straight out of the plastic container. So again, out there, a whole liter of Tonka is probably $10. Mm-hmm. So we would pregame off of that.
That was the shittiest freaking alcohol you ever had.
Man, we used to drink some shit, man. We used to drink that. We used to drink Everclear.
The jungle juice. You know what I'm saying?
All that shit, man. So
wow.
Yeah, so we literally, that was our lives. We would just party. And then, like I said, leading up to the military, I got engaged. So my focus into the military was strictly, okay, let me try to provide a life for us. Fortunately, while I was in the military, we broke up. But so when that happened, it's like, okay, your motivation for being in here is no longer this. Right. So now we got to pivot, focus on something else to keep me motivated to be
Find your other why.
But yeah, so to answer your question, I know I was a little long-winded, but
man.
it was macking and hanging.
Macking and hanging.
Okay.
That was the lifestyle, man. Macking and hanging back in the days.
Oh man, dang,
wow. I mean, it's true. It's the truth. I mean,
I mean, it's nothing really changed. I'm saying between the ages of 18 to 27, 28, that's basically what you're doing. Unless you got your head really on the swivel and I'm not saying that you guys don't, but back in those days when you don't have much responsibility, maybe a phone bill, maybe putting gas in your car.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Back then, it's not as, as it is now.
Yeah. You can't move like that these days, man.
No, not that much at least.
Cost of living is a little different now.
Man, what? It's crazy.
But that's cool. Great. Like, it's like a great transition. Because, like, we had AJ. We had AJ here.
Okay.
And he went to the Army too, right?
Yeah.
He said it was a humbling experience.
It is. It definitely is when you see the things that we see, and a lot of times when we come back, it's like our emotions are different, and like it's great to see family, it's great to see friends when we're back home, but it's like you guys have no idea what we went through in order for you guys to have the freedoms that y'all do. So sometimes a lot of soldiers, they come home and back in civilian world and they're bitter.
Oh.
Yeah, man. For me, it took like 3 years for me to actually feel normal-ish again. Like when I got back home, I was always on edge. Because literally the military's job, especially from boot camp on till you leave, they break you down to build you into a weapon. So when you're in the military, you're government property. And that's how they're gonna treat you. Like the human, you're not an individual anymore. Again, they don't even call you, of course y'all know, they don't even call you by your first name. Your last name and your government property. So when you get home, they have programs, but they're not effective to get you reincorporated back into society. So for me and for a lot of our veterans, man, we struggle getting back to civilian life because you don't know who you are anymore. You don't feel like that person that you were when you went in. You don't know who you are coming out. So it's like it's up to you to figure it out.
Dang.
Yeah, man. So I struggle with that the first like 3 years. I'm finally at a point where I don't feel it's still in me, of course. Like I'm, as Matt knows, I'm cool as a cucumber. But you take me there, then
you gonna fuck around and find out.
Situation. Yeah. But for the most part, man, you got to have a good support system. Like, make sure when you get out, man, you're seeing your counselors, you're talking to somebody, you're making sure that people around you are checking on you to make sure you're okay. Because having too much idle time to yourself, you revert back to those old memories of what you've been through, and it can take you down a dark path, and it's not good for anybody, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, man. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in, to be honest. Yeah. But so the people, when you came back, like, was it your same friend group? They all like greeted you and everything, like, yo, what's going on? Yeah. You know, you're saying your bros, and then they all caught up with you, and they were your support system, and including, you know, your missus, right?
She wasn't even in the picture at the time.
Oh, okay.
Like just to talk about her for a second, I really didn't. I knew of her. We went to high school together, but we really didn't see each other. Okay. I didn't really get close to her until COVID years. When, okay. Spend time. Wow. Yeah, that too. But it was more like getting to know her. Because again, I went to high school with her. She's from New York, so she came to Central my junior year. I was at Phoenix at the time, making up classes. Again, freshman. It's funny because 8th grade, my middle school basketball coach, the last day of school, he rides the bus with me. I thought that was odd. He tells me, because he I swear he knew what was about to happen. I'm on the bus, I'm riding with him, he's like, Brandon, now when you get to high school, things are going to be different. I need you to lock in. I need you to be focused. I'm like, okay, coach, I got you. Yeah, you know. So you get to high school, and now you're used to being the big man in middle school. Yeah. You're on the team, football, basketball team. You get to high school, and now you're the small fish in a fucking big ass sea. Yeah. And so you're seeing all this stuff going on. You're seeing the older jocks, you know, they're on the football team, basketball team, all the people that you admire. You're around the social aspect. You see these older girls and all this stuff. So it's easy to get caught up in that. And I just never came back to my academics. I literally lost eligibility my first semester of my freshman year. I didn't have a chance, bro. The only class that I passed my first semester, not even that. It's gonna be trippy. Math. No, I didn't have a PE class the first semester. Okay. First class I passed my first semester was French. And the only reason why I passed it is because my homegirl did all my work. So I literally was behind from that point, literally to my senior year in high school. I went to Phoenix all day. I went to summer school all day. Damn. And so that's where the discipline part comes from. It's like I had to go through that, and it taught me just being more disciplined, being more focused. So from that point on, I never played around with my academics. Up until I came here, that's what it was called. So before it was GGC, it was Georgia Perimeter College.
Okay.
So there was a campus here. There was a campus in Decatur. I think there was a campus Austell or something like that. So they were a cluster of Georgia State. So before GGC bought this place, that's all it was. Like I say, it was 3 buildings. Okay. So outside of my little experience here in 2010, 2011, from that point on, I just made a conscious effort that I'm going to take school seriously. So when I enrolled back into school, when I was in the military, I ain't take no shit. And that's the crazy thing. Like, for me, you have to have more discipline doing online school than actually being in the class, going to school in the classroom. Because when you go online, of course, y'all know everything is on you, deadlines, all that stuff. Like, there's no teacher in front of you. Yeah. Even if you want to contact your teacher, you got to go through emails and all this stuff. Who's to say that they're going to be available? So it's like, and shout out to Mika, that's my fiance. She basically did all my papers. Like, I wrote my paper. Don't get me wrong.
She helped you. She just helped you. Yeah.
So 2020, that was my last year of college. I would write my paper. I had 2 jobs at the time. and going to school. So I would write my papers, but because she could type faster than me, she would type it up.
Okay.
So I would be remiss if I didn't shout her out on the reason why I even got my degree. She definitely played a big part on it. So shout out to her. Yeah, shout out to you.
Awesome.
But yeah, man, it's just academically, I was always good at getting just by. Like I never pushed myself, even in grade school. I never pushed myself. I just did enough to get me on out.
These good degrees, man.
Yeah, man.
But guys, remember, strive to be the best.
Yes.
Okay, you know what I mean.
Yes, put your best foot forward, man. Honestly,
Always.
like not just in school, but every aspect of your life, man. Because you might not see it now. It might not be the cool thing to do now, but when you look back, man, you don't want to look back at life with regrets because you didn't put your best foot forward into something.
It may not seem cool right now, but then in the future when they working that 9 to 5 and they don't stop working, and you're over here, you know what I'm saying, and you could be the person if you put your strong foot forward, and you're over here relaxing, bro. You already retired, you already got your 401k, you got all this stuff going on. You got a lot of assets and a lot of things building money for you. You're relaxing while they're over here stressing now because they weren't stressing before. Right. But if you lock in right now, it might be a little stress, but it's okay. You can take it. Later, you're going to be stress-free. Exactly. Stuff happens, but it's just life not going to stop for anybody. So as long as you just keep putting your best foot forward, then you're good. Sure.
I agree.
Yeah. Everything will get better.
For sure.
For sure. Pain is temporary.
That's all.
It's temporary.
It's what you can tolerate, man. And that's just life, man. Like, life wasn't made for us to always have the daisies and roses and stuff like that, man. Like, going through trials and tribulations, it builds character.
It does. It does.
I'm fortunate to be able to speak to you guys like I am because I went through those things.
Yeah.
Like, I have older cousins. I have my dad, my mom. It's one thing to hear from them, but when you're young, you're not taking it into account until you actually go through it. And then when you go through it and you've been through it and you look at it from the other side, it was like, man, Mom, she told me about that a long time ago. Or my homeboy told me about this a long time ago. Or my older brother or sister, they told me that this was going to happen. But, I don't never fault anybody. Your own path is your own path. Your own race is your own race. Just make the most of it, man.
Yeah.
Because life is short, as we know, man. We're right now, I don't know you guys' background as far as faith and all that. But I will say, I'll be remiss if I didn't say this. We are at the end times, whether we want to hear it or not. These are the end times, and they're playing out as we're seeing, like even in the government. Y'all see what happened in major cities, New York, Chicago, LA. This is almost anarchy that's going on. So I'm not going to tell anybody what religion to be, but I will say whatever you believe in, stick to that. And put 100% into your faith. I know it's kind of off topic, but like I said, I have a responsibility now. Like, I wouldn't say I was ashamed of talking about my faith. I'm a Christian.
Okay.
But I guess as I'm older now, and now that I have a son that I'm trying to raise the right way, the best I can, and just going through the military, of going through uncertain times, and really trying to find something to lean on, I lean on my faith because it means everything to me. So again, I'm not telling anybody to choose a certain faith, but I will want to get this message out that we are in the end times, and we need to buckle down, seriously. Like, I know we have fun, we hang out. I love this podcast. I appreciate the opportunity that I get to talk about my drunken nights and all this other stuff. But in all seriousness, man, have faith in something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have faith in something. I'll say that.
Okay. That's really good words, man. I'll really say that for sure.
People
appreciate that.
Needed these words.
Yeah, no, man. We really appreciate you for being on here again, man.
This is like I said, this is an honor, man. This is my first time on a podcast, man.
Okay.
I would like to say to Matt, man, I appreciate you accepting me from day one.
Always, man. Come on, man.
Honestly, it was weird for me to be here because, again, I was a student here. So to be back, it was a little intimidating because it's like, man, this is actual campus now. Like, it ain't what I had. It was an actual campus. So I didn't know what to expect when I got with the student staff. I didn't know how they would accept me. But from day one, man, you always been cool with me, man.
Always,
we have some of the best conversations, like out of everybody that is under me, and I definitely appreciate you. I appreciate you too. I'm getting to know you too.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. I understand.
But Matt is my dog, man. Like for real, man. I appreciate you welcoming me with open arms, man. And I'm just excited for you and your future, man. Whatever you need from me, let me know, man.
I appreciate
I'm
that, man.
You,
always, man. You know, we're going to have some more episodes coming up, man.
Course,
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Come on.
I love to come back, man.
Always,
this
man.
is fun.
Many.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Come on now. No, but in all seriousness, so we can go back to a little bit of Army.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get to the juicy stuff now.
Juicy stuff. Okay.
Okay, we're starting at the boot camp. What was your favorite part of it?
Favorite part of boot camp? Man, just to see how shook everybody was. They don't do it anymore from what I'm hearing. Like, so when you first get there, off, you get there, first 72 hours, there's no sleep. Like, you're going through different health physicals and all this stuff. They're drawing blood. They're getting all your paperwork and stuff together. So, and it's on purpose. So they want you to be sleep deprived because they're testing your stress levels as far as like when you don't have a certain amount of sleep, how are you going to react to things? So the first 72 hours, you're basically up all day, all night. And then once you do all your physical screenings and all that, now you're assigned to your different units. Like, okay, where you're going to spend the next 12 weeks of boot camp. So once they put you on the bus, the school buses, whatever. These buses were all white, but they put you on the bus and literally they tell you get on, you sit down, and you lean your head forward in front of the seat. Can't look up. So like this 10, 15-minute bus ride, we don't know where we're going. So we're riding and we finally get to our destination. The bus stops and it's just dead silence. We still can't look up. We don't know what's about to happen. And so you're in this silence for like a good solid, maybe, it seemed like forever. It's probably like 10 minutes. Then all of a sudden the drill sergeants come on. Hey, motherfuckers, get out of the bus. Move, 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 move. So everybody's just freaking out. They're stressing out. Again, you're sleep deprived. So you don't know what direction to actually go to. You're being yelled at, get off the bus. So you run off the bus. They throw your luggage everywhere. So now you got to find your luggage at a certain time. And as you're finding your luggage, the drill sergeants are really literally in your face. Hurry up, motherfucker. Get to your spot. Get to your spot. I don't know where my spot is. No one told me nothing. So you're trying to figure that out. Like I say, you probably got like a good 5-10 minutes to try to figure out where your spot is. So it's just a stressful situation. So again, the first few days is like you don't know what to expect. But I say probably like 3-4 weeks into it, it's like, okay, things are starting to settle down. You know what's what. And for me, again, being 25, having a 7-8 year advantage over everybody else, I kind of saw it different than everybody else did. So, for instance, when the drill sergeants, they talk to you, they say some shit to you. Ooh. But the thing is, they're supposed to. They're paid to do that. That's not how they really are. Their personalities are outside of, on
work.
post or at work. The craziest thing I heard was the drill sergeant told a kid that I wish your mom would have used a hanger. Damn. I don't know if you can say that now in the military, but back then,
that's funny.
Yeah, so,
that's messed up.
Yeah, it's messed up. So back then, it was
I've
like you would get a lot of recruits that would be on suicide watch. They're not really like on suicide watch, but that's basically what it was called. It's basically like they don't want to do boot camp no more. But once you sign that paper, you're not gonna they're not like, okay, you can go the next day. So we call them holdovers. So again, it's a 12-week program, right? So say your class just started like week 3, and you've had it up to here with the way the drill sergeants, how you being treated and all that. So you tell them that you quit. Okay, cool. You're gonna quit, but you're gonna stay the duration of the 12 weeks isolated from the group. You're pretty much in the group with the people that quit. We don't call them quitters, but we call them holdovers. So basically during that whole session, the 12-week session, you can't leave until your group that you went there graduates. So you had a lot of those. So those times were funny because again, a drill sergeant told me, and I just applied it to my life. I told you about this, Matt. It was one Sunday. We usually get our head shaves every week, and it usually falls on a Sunday because Sundays was the one day. It's a religious day, so that was like our off day. So we're getting our haircut, and a female drill sergeant. She's talking to the group. Again, I'm probably one of the oldest, so she was pretty cool. She was like, "Just play the game." And when she said that, it really resonated to me because it's like, again, they don't have no like personal vendetta against you. Like they don't hate you. It's just that's what the job entails. Like, okay, our job is to get you so uncomfortable because we're breaking you down to build you up into a machine. So once she said that, it just stuck with me, and I applied that the rest of my military experience, and I even apply it now to just my job now. It's like, what I learned in the military, you meet people from all different walks of life, so you're not gonna necessarily agree with them. Y'all gonna have different principles and stuff like that, but you gotta learn to work together to get the job done, the task done.
Yes,
so now that I'm out the military, I still use those principles because even like working now, it's like you're not gonna agree with everybody, but you gotta work together to get the job done. So just play the game. Like, for instance, if a coworker has something against you and they're treating you wrong, play the game right back. Like, always just play. It's always checks and balances. So always play how, like, read the room, and if it's going a certain way, just reciprocate that. And so I learned that. But as far as fun stuff, I would say the fun stuff that we did was definitely qualifying on the weapons.
Oh yeah, I'm already knowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So your basic weapon is the. Well, back then it was the M16. That's the old school. That was Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it initially changed to M4. So the difference between the M16 and M4 is the barrel size. So the M16 has a longer barrel. The M4 is a slightly shorter barrel. So with the M16, it's a more precise shot because the barrel is longer. M4, the recoil is short. It's not much of a recoil.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people chose the M4. In my opinion, I would probably go with the M4 too because it's more modern than the M16, but they both get the job done. My favorite weapon though, besides the M4, I shot grenade launchers, I shot rocket launchers. Basic training was cool. Like, once you get like a few weeks away from graduation, it was like one of your last tests. So basically one of the last tests is, okay, you're at a camp for like 3 days. You're not getting no rest. You're basically going through all the tests that you train for is all in this 3 days. So it's like an obstacle course type thing. So you're ruck marching 12 miles with 60 pounds of stuff on your back. That was brutal. So you get the blisters and all that stuff. And then you finally get to camp. You're doing these certain missions. And at night, it was called Nick at Night. So basically what that is like an obstacle course where all the drill sergeants from your battalion, they're basically just shooting every weapon they can while you're crawling through barbed wires and all this stuff. You're going through mud and stuff because you got to complete the obstacle course.
Yeah.
But all while this is going on, you just see rounds just flying over you, like tracer rounds and everything. It's hectic, but it was fun because the adrenaline's going. You're running around. Let's go. Stuff. So that part was pretty fun. But as far as basic training goes, I would say the best fun we had was just shooting the weapons.
Okay.
So my favorite weapon to shoot is a 249. That's basically a machine gun where you're basically on the ground and you got the bucket right to your right. And they got the long chain.
Feet in the chain. You let it rip, man.
I would say that or the 50 cal. The 50 cal is placed on the Humvees.
The top.
Right. So in the Humvee, there's 4 of us. Each person has a certain position they play. So the driver, of course, he'll probably be like anywhere from a private to, let's say, a sergeant.
Okay.
The passenger seat is the commander.
Shit.
So, yeah, they telling you where to go, telling you how fast you're supposed to go, this, that, and the third. So the third person in the seat behind the driver, that's the person that in case some stuff's about to go down, right? that person's supposed to get out the car or get out the Humvee, and they're the first one to point their weapon straight ahead.
Mm-hmm.
My position, I'm the fourth guy, so I'm behind the commander, but up top, you got the little roof, and you got the big boy.
Yeah.
So in case some shit go, crank back,
man.
let them rip. Right. So that's fun. It's definitely fun. What sucked about it is installing it. That motherfucker's heavy. So it was a lot of times where the night before we're up odd hours of the night just installing them and stuff like that. So that's probably my favorite weapon to shoot, man.
Oh man!
Yeah, just all the adrenaline and frustration.
This is amazing. Yeah, that's fire, dude.
Yeah, man. At first you're intimidated by it, but after a while it's like, okay.
All right. Now, okay. So, quick question. So, was that the first time when you got into boot camp? Was that the first time you ever shot a gun?
Yeah.
Okay. When you first shot a gun, explain to me the whole everything step by step. How are you feeling?
Okay. So the first time that first time I even had a rifle, it's like you get nervous because it's like you're breathing hard. Because at this point in the basic training, you got the basics. So basically, like 2-3 hours out the day, we'll actually be in a classroom and we're discussing how to break down this weapon, like how to clean it, all that stuff. So we're in the classroom. You feel like, okay, I got pretty good hold of it. This, that, and the third. Totally different from when you actually got to put it into play. So we're about to qualify and we're in the prone position. So the prone position is basically you're laying on the ground, you got the rifle like this, and your elbows or got sandbags. That's your only support. So you're holding it and you're ready for these targets to come up, but the adrenaline kicks in. It's like, okay, you're nervous, you're breathing heavy. In the classroom, they taught you how to breathe proper breathing techniques before you shoot your rifle. All that's out the window at this point.
That usually happens with a lot.
You're nervous, sweat's coming down. You got the eye pro on. It's uncomfortable, so you can't see. It's foggy because it's
sweat and everything.
Humidity and sweat. So now you're like, and they're again drill sergeants. They're yelling at you, "What the fuck's going on, Johnson? Why didn't you shot your weapon?" And all this. Like, I'm nervous, dog. Like this is crazy. So at first, like I said, it's intimidating because you went to class for it and all this stuff, but you've never held a rifle. And not only that, you got your peer to the left and you got your peer to the right. They're letting them off. So now it's pressure on you because you feel behind. Yeah. Drill sergeant behind you. Johnson, you gonna shoot your rifle. We got all day. And all this stuff. So it just got intimidating. But after a while, like your nerves finally settle, you calm down, and you just do the breathing techniques like how they taught you. And it's like, okay, I'm looking through the backside post. I'm looking through the front side post. Let me aim center mass. Inhale, exhale, and at that pause is when you shoot. So, because again, when you're inhaling, the rifle's moving.
Right.
When you're exhaling, the
Call of Duty, man. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Like, but when you hold
like third person,
like
shooting. So it's like that. So they teach you after you inhale, you exhale, and that next like pause before you inhale again. That's when you pull the trigger. Okay. So once you learn all that, and that's why I tell people, like, even to this day, I go to gun range. I taught my fiance, she never shot a rifle.
Hell yeah. A
lot of people, they get intimidated by rifles because they're big. To me, I would rather shoot a rifle first before I shoot an actual pistol.
What?
One, because of the precision.
Okay.
And two, they're easier. You get a more precise shot.
That's true. Okay.
So with a pistol, yeah, they're smaller. They feel like they're easier. But the recoil, because it's such a shorter weapon, it's more immense, recoil. Yeah. With a rifle, you getting the recoil, but you're taking a lot of that right here versus in your wrist. So I ain't gonna lie. I had coming out the military, I had a 357 Desert Eagle.
You know what? I was literally just about to ask him, like, so 50 cal, so what's up with that deagle, man?
Yeah, I ended up having to sell it, man, because like I said, it's 4 pounds. You can't conceal a 4-pound fucking weapon.
Let alone use it. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
So you shoot that thing, your whole wrist is you dropping the weapon. So after a while, it was like, I honestly got it for nostalgia purposes. Growing up, this is way before y'all time. Y'all young whippersnappers.
I guarantee you. Go ahead. What?
Yeah, the Golden
I know.
Eye.
Yeah.
So the Golden 357.
Yep.
That was the shit. So that was the whole inspiration. So when I finally got enough money, it was like, yeah, I'm gonna get me a Desert Eagle too. You see him in the movies all the time and shit. Right. And then you actually see like, there's no way they're shooting it like that. Like that shit is fictional as fuck. So I end up selling it, but I said all that to say I'll choose a rifle any day.
Okay.
Any day.
We gotta go to gun range, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, man.
Don't you ever just hold the gun and it's like, this thing was made to kill, straight up.
It's funny you say that, but because my background being in the military, and
Protect.
it's that, but you got to have that mentality, especially when you go overseas and you're deployed. It's like I got to get back home. So in the military, they even teach you like worst case scenario, especially like Middle East. A lot of it's crazy because it's like, at least in the States, you know who your enemy is, right?
Yeah.
Try defeating an enemy that doesn't mind dying, like that doesn't mind killing themselves.
Bro,
That's a
they don't
whole
give a
different,
fuck.
that's a whole different type of enemy that you're fighting
like,
against.
what the
So we were always taught it don't, like, of course you want to do your due diligence, and you see it in the movies where you see like kids from overseas, they pick up the weapons. And what movie was that?
American Sniper.
American Sniper, perfect example. So you had
That's
the little
a-
kid
that
pick
was
up the
scary,
rocket
man.
launcher, and it's like, honestly, American Sniper is probably the most accurate.
Really?
I mean, you got Saving Private Ryan, you
Yeah,
got your movies like that, but American Sniper is probably the most accurate military movie that I've seen, because it's like, at the end of the day, you got to come home.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like,
You
not
going home, you know what I'm saying? Like,
not only do you have to come home, but you're responsible for the person to your left and to your right. So whether it's male, female, it don't matter. Like, if they're a threat, you're trained to you gotta do
Neutralize
what you
that
gotta do.
threat.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. So going back to what you're saying, I was probably felt that way the first time I picked up the
First
rifle.
time, yeah.
But after you've done hours and hours of training and you're actually in those situations, it's like all that goes out the window, man. It's like, I'm just trying to get home.
so yeah,
Damn.
you gotta do it, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like you said, they're making you into
A machine, man.
machine.
It's like,
Yeah.
you gotta take emotions out of it. Of course, you gotta have reason. Like,
Yeah, of
please be
course.
reasonable with it.
Right,
'cause
just don't.
if you're just shooting shit, you can get court-martialed and you can be in Leavenworth.
Can you explain that?
So basically, say we're overseas and say something looks suspicious, or someone looks suspicious. If you're not 100% sure that this person is a threat and you end up killing them, you can get court-martialed for that. So now you're going to jail, but you're just going to military jail in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas.
Okay.
So a lot of people and that's another story, man. Like, we'll get to it, but a lot of soldiers that end up doing wrong, that's where they go.
Damn.
Yeah.
So like accidentally, like, oh, it's a civilian.
Or not,
then-
or not,
Or
an
not
accident.
accident. Yeah. Like I said, because after
yeah, okay.
you killed someone, you gotta do a follow-up report. Like, your superiors, they gotta do a report on it. So if it comes back that this person wasn't a threat, of course you're going to jail. One, your superior, they might lose their rank because they were ordered to be there. Like, you ordered them to be in that situation. Not saying that you ordered them to kill them, but you ordered them to be in that situation. So ultimately, whatever you do, you're a reflection of that supervisor. So they might not have pulled the trigger,
But
but they're getting in trouble just as much as you are. So, and that's another thing about the military that a lot of people don't know. The military in itself, it looks like it's structured. It's the most ruthless people you'll ever meet in life. Because you got to think, that power structure, or power just in general, a lot of people aren't meant to have power like that. Like, it's very tempting. And if it's in the wrong hands, it can go either way. Like,
Gotcha.
a lot of cases, there's been a lot of, especially at Fort Hood. Before I got to Fort Hood, there was a mass shooting on base. A suicide situation happened on base. Even when I deployed, like, we would have classes like every other week about sexual harassment, like females and stuff like that. Like we were taught to, when we do go to like from our barracks, which is where we go to sleep, to the mess hall. Say it's like 500 yards away or whatever. We were always told to walk in pairs because
You don't know what might happen.
there's creeps. Like the easiest thing to do is, okay, for instance, you're deployed there. Not after the first 3 months of being deployed, like your mind you just liable to do anything. So for a lot of these guys with rank and with power, whatever, they would have like side chicks or whatever, and this, that, and the third. Like a lot of people don't know. A lot of cheating goes down while you're deployed from people that you wouldn't expect. Like I'm not talking about like your privates and people like just. I'm talking about like high ranking people.
Oh shit!
So a lot of that was going on. A lot people would like these creeps. They would freeze water bottles all day, and they know, okay, at this time of night, this certain female walks, because say she works all day and she wants to get dinner or whatever. They know their routine, like where they walk to from their rooms to the mess hall. So in between there's no street lights. We're in the Middle East, so there's no street lights. It's like lights that's powered by generators. So they can't cover every square inch. So there might be like dark spots every few feet or whatever. So what they would do is they would hide somewhere and wait until that individual get to a certain like blind spot and hit them across the head with the
water bottle,
the frozen water bottle. And a lot of women were getting.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, that's a lot of things that people don't know about the military. Like on the outside looking in, we look structured. Those are some of the most corrupted people. For sure. Like there was one case, I want to say like before COVID, at my same base that I was out when this happened, but I think the female soldier was probably like a private, or she just got the next rank of like corporal or something like that. She ended up being pimped out by her sergeant.
Damn.
Got pimped out by her sergeant and ended up going missing for a while. No one could find her. Months later, she was found like in a ditch somewhere.
Yo, what
yeah, you get a lot of stories like that, man.
That's crazy. Okay.
The corruption in the military is crazy.
Okay. Well, before we continue with that, okay.
I didn't mean to take it to it like.
No, that's cool. No, I just want to know
fine.
because some people don't really know the ranks.
Yeah.
So if you can like, tell them the ranks.
Gotcha.
Like,
Okay,
or like,
gotcha.
brief, yeah.
So there's private.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Private first class.
Okay.
You got what was that? You got specialists. Those are so private is an E1. There's three classes of private. So you got your E1 as a private, your E2 is a private, your E3 is a private. I went in as a private first class, which is the third tier of private because I had college credits.
Okay.
So after private, the specialist, that's the E4 or corporal E4. So it's like you're not a private, you're not a sergeant, but you're kind of in between. So it's like you can have responsibility, but you don't really have responsibility. Mm-hmm. So the worst rank to have, honestly, is an E5, which is a sergeant, because it's like even though you're a sergeant, you're at the end of the totem pole of sergeant. So you're dealing with all the little bratty privates and all their issues and all that. Like when formations come around and that particular private isn't there in formation, the E5 has to go try to find it. Like you're doing all the shitty work.
Okay.
So that's sergeant. Then you have staff sergeant. That's E6. Staff sergeant, they have a little bit more say. They might run the platoons. So a platoon can be anywhere between like 10 to 50 soldiers. So that's your one group. You're in charge of that. Your E7s are like, now you're in charge of, you can have a platoon, but you're more in charge of the company. So just break this down. So your platoon is a group of like 10 to 50. Mm-hmm. Companies anywhere from like 60 to 100 soldiers.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're in charge of that. And then you have, what do you say, that staff sergeant. Sergeant first class. They're kind of like, they're up there, so you might not see them every day, but they're around. Your E8s is your first sergeant. So your first sergeant is totally control of the company of 100 people.
100 people, yeah.
Yeah. So that's your E8s. Your E9s, that's like, okay, now they're up there. They're not sergeant first class, master sergeants.
Ooh,
so when you're master sergeants, you're in charge of like a battalion. So now you got your, again,
500.
So your squad, let's break this down. Squad is a group of like 3 to 5 soldiers.
Okay.
And then the sergeant is in charge of those 3 to 5 soldiers in that one squad, in that one column of the company.
Gotcha.
The company's 50 of us.
Okay.
So that's your E5. Your E7s now, that's the company level.
Gotcha.
Get your
60
50.
100 or no, 50.
The sergeant first class is in charge of the 100 of y'all. Now, the master sergeant or the sergeant major, now he might be control of the whole battalion. Battalion is like a group of 1,000 people. So that's the highest rank of the sergeant, the NCOs.
Okay.
On the that's the non-commissioned officers. So the commissioned officers get the big bucks. You got your second lieutenant. That's like you coming straight out of college. You just entered the military because you have a college degree. You're automatically going to be a second lieutenant. So the second lieutenant, they're like the substitute teacher.
Okay.
Yes, rank structure, we're supposed to salute you, but we don't really get yeah, you're just here. Then you have first lieutenant. First lieutenant has a little bit, you got a little experience.
Yeah.
You've been here for like a year or so. You went to school, you got your rank. Now your captain, of course, your captain they go hand in hand with the first sergeant. So of the company of 100 or so, that's the commander of that company.
Okay.
The first sergeant is like, I don't want to say assistant because I don't want to disrespect the rank,
Right.
but you're basically second in command of that company.
Okay.
So your commissioned officers are always going to be the commanders. First sergeants and your sergeant majors are always going to be second next to them. So where are we on that? I said, we're on commissioned officers. So that's your captains. The next one is majors. So majors are right under colonels. So it's like basically you're shadowing what the colonel's doing. So the colonels, they're basically, again, if we're doing rank structure, you got your sergeant majors of the battalion. They're second in command to the colonel, who's in charge of the whole battalion. Then after your colonels, you got your 1-star generals, your 2-star generals, 3-star generals.
So
it goes all the way to 5-star generals. So that's the basic rank structures of commissioned officers. Now you have other officers to the side. I don't want to get this. It can get complicated.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So basically, those are the basic ranks.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so while you're in basic training, you're basically taught all that because you got to know when you're walking around base the proper
ways to greet people.
Yeah. You fuck around and you give a non-commissioned officer a salute. They're gonna scold you for that. Because a non-commissioned officer, you're supposed to be at parade rest, which is your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Commissioned officers, those are the ones that you're supposed to salute.
Okay.
Not only that goes with that, how you walk next to a non-commissioned officer or a commissioned officer, it plays a certain part too. Like,
Really?
if you're next to a non-commissioned officer, you gotta be on the left side of them.
Okay.
Like, the military is broken down to even how you walk. Like, people don't know how. Like I said, so we are people. Military is structured, but it's also not. It's the most unstructured thing ever in life. So your basic rules and regulations, yes, there's structure to that. But when it comes to when you're actually in the military and you see and you experience stuff, you're looking like, man, these people got issues. like I said, the whole just being human, like, we're not meant to have all that power. Shout out to Kanye, the old Kanye, not the new Kanye. Shout out to
the old Kanye.
Yeah, oh, man, that's a whole other story. But yeah, so to me, just being in the military and being out in the military, you just look at it and it's like, man, like, you gotta think these are humans too. So it's
Right.
the rank structure and all that, it gets to people's head and it actually it consumes them, like literally.
Have you ever, I guess, have you ever talked to someone or you didn't salute a certain sergeant or a person in command, I guess, wrongfully in a way?
Me personally, no.
Okay.
But I learned from examples.
Gotcha.
So in basic training, again, kids being so nervous because, again, you could just be doing your regular day routine, and all of a sudden a higher ranking officer just comes up, and they do it on purpose. Like, it's set up in the program where, okay, certain officers or certain people of rank are just going to walk by you. They're testing you to see
If you're aware.
if you're aware, one, and two, if you know what to do when they come around. If you don't, it's going to be a shitty day. If you do, they're going to, say an officer comes, say it's a group of us, right? Officer comes. First thing I'm going to do, attend, hut. We all got to stand,
Yeah.
because I'm the first one to see it. So say a officer comes by, I'm the first one to see him, and y'all didn't see him. I'm going to get in trouble first because I seen him first, and I should have said something. Or if a non-commissioned officer, which is your sergeant and stuff, they walk by, instead you don't say attend hut to them. You say at ease.
Oh yeah,
So
at ease, yeah.
you put your hand behind your back.
Right.
So
Okay.
you just got to know the difference.
I've heard, obviously, we've heard like
Yeah.
the different words and
Right,
whatnot,
right.
different sayings, but I didn't know what that actually meant.
Yeah.
So okay, that's really cool to understand that.
That's
And know.
helpful, and it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, man.
It's
And like
a
I
lot
said,
to take in.
it's a stressful environment. So
Right.
they know initially recruits are gonna fuck up. Like, it's never like, you got so much on your mind, you're worried, and that's the crazy thing. Like, so basic training, you get a phone call, you get to make a 10-minute phone call to a loved one like once every 3 weeks.
Damn.
You're allowed to get letters. They can
Okay.
write you, but as far as communication, is rarely any communication. So that's driving you crazy. You're stressed. You want to be home. You feel like you're not eating the same. Like, you're eating MREs. I don't know if
I've dude, meal's ready to eat, bro. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I've seen so many videos of that.
Man,
You ate that,
that
bro.
can
Which
fuck
one was
up
your favorite run? Quick question.
It's been so long since I had one. So MREs, the thing about MREs, that's all you had really when you're in basic training. Like, you would go to the mess hall, but it was more like in the morning time. So after you do your PT, you're in the mess hall, and that's a whole nother experience too.
The
So-
training?
Yeah, so no, the mess hall.
Oh.
So in the mess hall, you literally get like 15 minutes to eat. Whatever you didn't eat, it's over
Gone.
with. So when you get in there, your drill sergeants, they're yelling at you the whole time you're getting your food and stuff like that. They're making you nervous and stuff like that. It's a total mind game. The whole basic training format is a mind game.
So the mess hall, right? So like when it comes to like the MREs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like what came into it? What came in them?
So MRE, it would be anything from like prepackaged ravioli to let's say chicken noodle soup. You had one that was like enchiladas or something like that. It's a weird concept. I don't know how you prepackaged enchiladas. I don't know, but okay, whatever. But it's funny though, because a certain MRE, say for instance, say you might get like a ravioli MRE. You personally hate the ravioli MRE,
Trade.
but it has the candy in it. So once you get into basic training and you realize what MRE is what, that's when you start collecting stuff. So again,
Oh, okay.
you're isolated from society and all that. And after again, you're dealing with teenagers and stuff. So after like 4 or 5 weeks in, you're getting paid to be in basic training. So you got all this money in your account because you're not spending it. So what kids would do is they would collect certain MREs that had like Snickers in it or Reese's Pieces or M&Ms or Skittles, right? Depending on which one, you might sell M&Ms for like $5. Now your Snickers and your Reese's, that's going for like 10, 15 a pop. Those ones where you're making money. But yeah, after a while, it's like a jailhouse system, man. It's
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like it, yeah, the contraband.
That's what they would call it. They would call it candy contraband. So the MREs, if you didn't eat it right then and there where you're at, and you brought it back to the barracks, that's considered contraband. So of course, as y'all seen in movies and stuff like that, the drill sergeants, random days, random nights, they're waking everybody up. If they find one thing in one person's locker, searching, trashing all that shit. So you can be downstairs for PT, say 6 o'clock in the morning. You do your hour little session. You go upstairs. The whole place is trash.
Oh hell nah.
The whole place is trash.
Has that happened to you?
All the time. I mean, that's that's part of them fucking with you.
Okay.
So again, it's a psychological thing. It's like, yeah, you're not at the comfort of your home with mommy and daddy no more.
Nope.
It's like mass punishment. So you know the rules, you know the regulations. If one guy messes up, he messes up for everybody. And so they're just preparing you for like when you're really in the military that one person's action can affect the whole group. Mm-hmm. So again, me being 25, going into it, I understood the game, but the 17, 18-year-olds, they didn't. So it was like, dog,
bro,
we're literally getting in trouble because of one person. If this is one person, again, well, just lock in.
Ass, bro.
This experience would be a whole lot better for y'all, but y'all continue beating y'all head against the wall. Weeks on end, it's like y'all not understanding. They don't fuck with you unless you give them a reason to fuck with you. Mm-hmm. And now that they know they can fuck with you, they're going to use that to their advantage until you quit. So it's like you got to play the game. That goes back to playing the game. So even with the MREs, it's like, okay, you can have your system, but know when and where to make the deals and stuff like that. Like if you're keeping it in your locker, you're asking for it. All right. Do it when, okay, we have like Sundays, it's the relaxed day. They're not here. You might have one drill sergeant that's watching everybody throughout that day. That's when you make your transaction. Don't do it on a Tuesday, Wednesday when all 15 of them are here and then you have it under your pillow and you know they're going to search your pillow. Like, it was stupid stuff like that. Like, again, it was a lot of mass punishment, but I didn't take it personally because it's like I know, I know what it is. But you get a lot of them just crying and stuff like that because, oh my God, I'm not around mommy and daddy. You said something nice, mean to me and stuff.
All right, bro.
But like I said, the one thing you can't say I wish you would, your mom would use the hanger. Now that part I was like, I done heard.
You should have been swallowed up.
Yeah, like, everything else is cool to say, but you can't say that to them. But yeah, it was like I doubt they can say that in this army these days. But back then, man, they didn't care.
Okay, what was your primary role?
My primary role, like I said, I was a diesel mechanic by trade, but I was more of like transportation. So
specialist.
Okay. So we're doing a lot of convoys and stuff. Which is cool because I pretty much had a license for a lot of vehicles in the military. I drove them all, man.
Which one was your favorite one to drive?
I forgot the name of it, honestly, but it's a big ass. It's like you had the Humvee, and then the next thing it's hard to explain. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna come back on a pod and I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is.
Say that.
But basically, it holds like 6 to 8 passengers, and you can basically go through any terrain. So at Fort Hood, there was a lot of like mountain terrain. Yeah. So I'm going up the mountain, switching gears.
Oh man, this man go all-wheel drive. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're very top heavy, so it's like you got to be careful going around the mountain areas, but they're fun to drive. They can be intimidating at first, but once you get used to it, man, you can drive them. Yeah, you can drive anything, man.
Okay,
so it was a lot of missions doing that, man. But yeah, man. I had a license for everything, man. I wish I still had my little license thing. It had all kinds of
certified every car.
Yeah, literally like 20 things, vehicles. I was pretty much certified for.
Wow.
And you wouldn't think that just looking at you, right?
No, it's not even that. I don't judge people based off their looks. I like judging people based off like what they talk about.
I feel you.
Yeah, you gotta get to know them. I mean,
you can't
now we know something new.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like once I talked to you, I feel that one of the first days is like once I heard military, I'm like that opened a lot of like just a lot of questions. So I was like, oh, I can't wait to ask him this.
Yeah,
like,
I'm an open book, especially when it comes to that. Like, again, my experience was my experience. It wasn't everybody's experience.
That's true.
A lot of people had different experience. But for me, it's just like, I'm here strictly because of school, so I'm not taking none of this serious. It got to a point where they wanted me to re-up and sign and stay, but I was like, no, I ain't doing that.
Hell
no. Okay. So how long did you serve?
Technically 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah.
Okay, and those 3.5, what's like the most memorable thing you remember?
The people you're around.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, for sure. Like my brothers and sisters, because it's like you're with them
through everything.
Like the missions were were terrible. Because, for instance, we were diesel mechanics, right? But we're in a Black Hawk unit.
Oh shit.
So we're like the redheaded stepchildren of the unit because priority are these choppers, but we fix diesel vehicles. So the only time we're needed is when we're fixing their own personal military vehicle. If not, then they tell us to fuck off. I say you're dealing with pilots. So the pilots, they're officers, but they're like kind of independent from the officer structure that I told y'all. So these motherfuckers, these are the ones that's going overseas, fighting the good fight through the air. So we're in a unit where we're constantly in training for them to qualify. So we're called support. So while they were out in the rural areas of on base at Fort Hood, we're literally just there. Just
to help.
Yeah, because they're there. It wasn't because we're doing anything important. So a lot of missions that we're doing were really shitty. But like I said, the group that I was around me, they became my brothers even to this day. Like, we don't talk as much as we once did when we first got out, but they're my brothers for life because, like I said, they made it fun. They made it interesting.
You still keep in contact with them.
Yeah, man, those some crazy motherfuckers, man. For sure, we was doing some crazy.
So drink some beer and everything.
Yeah, because we were all in our early 20s, mid 20s. So like whenever we had time off, we was partying.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. Party don't stop. Apparently,
a lot of strip clubs. My God.
Oh hell no. Okay, I got you, man. Yeah. And then they love the military boys, don't they?
Oh, for sure. Because like I said, just in a small radius off base, you had everything right there. You had your movies, you had your strip clubs. Because like I say, the part of town we were in, so Killeen, Texas, is basically it's like an hour and a half away from. It's like in a triangle, so it's an hour and a half away from Austin. So whenever we had off days, it was nothing for us to go to Austin and wild out. Houston was probably 3 hours south. San Antonio was probably 2 hours south, and then you had Dallas was like 2 hours north. So all the major cities, you're like really in the center of the major cities are in the triangle, and you're like in the center of that triangle.
Shit, okay.
So yeah, there's shit to do. It's just you just gotta whenever you had free time, we would just pick and choose whenever we wanted to do.
Okay, so when it came to like time for y'all to go out, like do whatever y'all want to do, y'all had they let y'all use their vehicles or?
Oh no, your own personal vehicle.
Okay, so in that case, if you didn't have a personal vehicle going, like you know what I mean, like how would that work? Like,
bum a ride.
Fuck.
Bum a ride. So luckily for me, before I even got out my first deployment, my first vehicle that I bought was a Camaro SS with the white rally stripes. So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was a lot of
time. He has some time on that one.
But it's crazy though because that's like the starter kit for the military. It's
the car,
It's like it was either the Charger or the Camaro or the Silverado. With the lift kit on it and everything, like, especially you in Texas. So
truck,
that's all they do out there. So that was the military starter kit, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have that sign-on bonus?
When they wanted me to re-up, because after I completed my 3.5 years, I was gonna do I think like 5 years in the reserves. So they gave me a $20K bonus. But it's crazy because when I first got to my first assignment out here in Athens, the reserves is totally different from active duty.
Really?
Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, I'm assuming so, but
my sergeant had a mohawk. I was like, nah, I'm cool. Like, if some shit popped up and we were called to war, we'd be the first one. Not even that, we'd be the first one to die. Because it's funny because I get to that unit, the reserve unit, and of course I get there and I have like all my medals from my deployment. Mm-hmm. I got E7s and E8s asking me what medals are those. I'm like, all right.
I'm already knowing y'all ain't get
if I'm the most decorated motherfucker in this unit,
y'all ain't got nothing, bro.
Yeah, I'm cool. So I went to my first I went to my first weekend over there and I never came back.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, y'all can keep y'all little 15, 20K. It ain't even worth it.
That's not worth it? Hell no, that's not worth it. Fucking cool. 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh my God. That's cool.
It was most decorated everything. Do you have like a little like a cabinet or something like that, like where all your stuff is?
All my stuff is at my parents' house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, I never went in. I never thought that I'd be in the military. So the awards and all that stuff, I just left at my parents' house, man.
Gotcha.
Like even my degrees at my parents' house, man, because they gave me so much support in that time that I feel like I just owe it back to them. So something they can be proud of. Like
My son went to
Very
military.
yeah.
Graduated.
You know, you get all that.
Yeah.
So it's cool to be in the military, but I never brought, cause like unless someone asked me if I was in the military, you'll never see me like military.
Like nothing,
Gear and
not
stuff.
even no
It's
merch,
not,
no
yeah,
nothing.
I didn't even see I never saw myself going to the military. So to wear all that stuff and have the little stickers and bumper tag,
The I Heart, you know.
To me, like to each his own, but to me, it was just corny, man. I just used it for what it was. It was to pay for school. Okay, that was it.
Bro, that's funny as hell, bro. My uncle, he's a veteran from the Army, and then he wears merch all the time. Like he has one that says, man, I cringe every time I say this. It says "retired, not expired."
Yeah, man.
U.S. Army.
That's him, man.
And I was like, okay, well, fair enough.
Like I said,
guess.
I can't knock you for it. To each his own. It's just not my style at
It'd
all.
be like that.
Yeah, no.
Fair enough, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
man.
There's this one specific question I wanted to ask since the start of this. So, do you ever think on what would have happened if the Air Force, like the recruiters, never told you, nah, you're over there?
So this is the thing. This is what y'all need to know. So the different branches of the military. So everybody on the outside looking in from the Air Force, we thought of the Air Force as like the royalty branch.
They're pussies.
Like, not even that. It's like, okay, so when you deploy, you're going to the best posts. You're getting all the best stuff. The women are immaculate over there. Like, those are one of the most beautiful women ever. Like in the military is there. So it's like it's the Air Force, then it's the Navy / Marines, and then it's the Army.
The Army is just the...
Yeah, man. Army's the slums, man. So like I said, they didn't even give me a shot. Like I go to a recruiting station. It was the middle of the summer, so of course I got short sleeve. I've had tattoos since I was 16.
Okay.
So I go in, I got the short sleeves on, and they're like, "Yeah, you gotta go down that way."
Wait,
Right.
so what are they trying to say?
It was just their.
What are they trying to say?
Like I said, I mean, it's different now. Yeah, the standards are definitely different. Like tattoos, visible tattoos are more acceptable than when I was in. When I first went in, any visible tattoo, like I said, even in the Army, like they couldn't turn you away, but it was frowned upon. So now motherfuckers go in, they got tattoos on their necks, on their hands and all that. It wasn't really a thing yet when I was in. Like the general at the time of the Army, he saw tattoos as frowned upon, but like towards my last year and a half in, we had a new administration, new general. He was more accepted of it. So it's just their preferences. They come up, they govern themselves. They have their own set of rules and regulations and stuff. Just at the time, it was like you can have tattoos, but they can't be visible like that.
Okay.
So of course, I already had sleeves back then, but it was like I could get away with it because I would wear like my full uniform. So no one really paid attention like that. And it was dope about tattoos in the military. My sergeant was actually my tattoo artist. So when I went in, like I have tattoos, I'm covered all chest, legs, up top of my back. He did my whole chest piece at his house. I was in the military.
Wow,
that's actually really tough, man.
Yeah.
Question: When that happened, did your body start shaking, or because I know some people like their body starts shaking after that happened?
I mean, nah. I literally lost count of how many tattoos I had probably when I was 19. That's when I first lost count. That's like getting tattoos to me is therapeutic. So my body really doesn't shake like that. I will say the worst tattoo I ever had or ever experienced as far as pain tolerance was my stomach.
Really?
Yeah, that one. I don't wish that on nobody. That shit hurt. And the thing about it was, for me, I like to do all my tattoos in one session. I don't want no breaks.
Yeah, just straight
get
to
it
it.
over with. So while I'm in a particular session and they're doing my stomach,
training.
yeah,
Oh my gosh! I thought someone was shooting.
You know, Georgia weather's crazy out here.
Man,
But I was in my session and I wanted to take a break so bad, but there was a chick in the room too that was watching it. So
she's like,
don't be a bitch. Yeah, don't be a bitch. So it was like I just had to go through it, man.
He was over here like, eat that tear.
Like he saw it on my face and he's like, yeah, bro, I saw you want to tap out. I was like, yeah, I just something in me couldn't do it. But yeah,
someone.
Yeah, but yeah, my sergeant Rod, he was my tattoo artist. I was in.
Damn, that's fucking amazing, bro. That's so
a
cool.
great story too.
The connections that you make in the Army is
That's what I'm saying.
It's awesome, dude.
When you're deployed and it's nothing but y'all, you find out a lot about people over there. Because, like I said, when I went in, I was probably 3 weeks into my unit, so I don't know nobody. I literally got to know each and every one of them in my unit through deployment.
Damn, bro.
They became lifelong friends.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool, bro.
Okay, but you've never thought of that though. Like, what if they would have never said nothing about you going to the Army?
As far as the Air Force? Mm-hmm. I mean, I would have been in the Air Force. It probably would have been a different experience for sure.
Okay. So Top Gun type
yeah.
stuff.
Now for real, like if I probably would have went Air Force, I probably would have stayed in longer.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said, just the stuff that they do, the experiences is totally different from the Army. Like again, like I said, even there's a Air Force base in Kuwait. They got the top of the line shit. Where I was posted, it was like
the slums, man. You got the rusty guns, man.
You out here in the middle. Like we were literally like on the border of Kuwait and Iraq, where my post was. So yeah, that comes with a whole another situation out there.
Okay, man. Jeez. Yeah. Wow. Got just a few more questions to ask you. So can you share a story that highlights the bond between the soldiers? Because we're talking about, you and your brothers, you know what I mean? Can you give us a story that like, bro, this is like brotherhood right here?
I wish I had one of those military Army movies where we doing like an obstacle course and we all came together. It wasn't like it just reality of my experience. It wasn't like that. It was basically the everyday going to work Monday through Saturday, turning wrenches.
Okay.
Turning wrenches and fucking up shit.
Nice.
Okay. Just like I said, and then it just we really got close when we got back on post and we would just go to Twin Peaks because Twin Peaks is probably like 3 miles.
Oh, the bar, the bar. Dude, I heard that Twin Peaks is probably one of the best. Like, it's better than Hooters. It's better than all these other. Oh, way better. Yeah, I'm already knowing.
Way better than Hooters.
I saw it on TikTok. I'm like, oh, okay.
But like I said, because it's a military neighborhood, so it just seemed like you would have a hard day or a hard week at work, you go straight to Hooters. Get to it, man. So it was a lot of that. We did a lot of house parties.
Oh, that's
watched a lot of MMA, a lot of boxing. That's where I first watched Canelo.
Really?
Canelo.
So again, my sergeant, he's my tattoo artist, but he's Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of tecates and all that. That's
Hey, Tecate's Mexican as hell.
What the fuck?
A lot of them, man.
Hey, so I ain't gonna lie, man. How was the food? They was treating you right?
Oh, always, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Food was always good, man. Like I said, even when we was deployed, like we were at like Friday nights, we would do steaks. We put steaks on the grill.
Ooh,
yeah, like I said, don't get me wrong, it sucked, working in those elements, but also it's like we made the best of those moments too, for sure.
No, that's cool as fuck.
When we went there, we was out there from like August till April. So you miss Christmases, you miss Thanksgiving and all that stuff. So it was like, that's what we built our bond, because it's like
you made up for it in those times.
Everybody's missing home, man, but we got each other.
That's all that matters.
And like I said, we just became lifelong brothers after that.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, no, dude, that's amazing, bro. Like I was gonna ask you this one. So like when you went out, like, to go have fun, do your thing, did you wear your, uniform, or did you just
It's funny, like the first few times coming back home, I would wear it in the airport just to, get the thanks for your service. To me, it's like, it's cool, but it's like, I really didn't do shit. So it's type shit. So after a while, I just stopped doing that. But I will say, when it comes to like getting hotels or getting like different stores and shit, I'm quick to throw out my military card. All those discounts.
Oh,
what?
Man, I'm already
Yeah.
no. You got
Restaurants.
Here.
Restaurant.
I'm that
y'all
guy.
honor military? I'm like, yeah. Shit.
Right away.
there. So I will always do that. But as far as like dressing up, I think I did it the first time I came back home. Just and that's crazy because I got back to Texas. Of course, like I said, I fly back into Atlanta. My best friend, I never driven my car. I haven't driven a vehicle, an actual like civilian vehicle, 9 months, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
First thing he does when I get back home, back from Hartsville, he has me drive my car. Now, the thing about the SS, bitch got power. So it's like you put your big toe down on it, you're flying. So just imagine going cold turkey, not driving a civilian vehicle in 9-10 months to now I'm driving in 85 traffic. Like I was scared shitless. It was like I'm not used because when you're in Kuwait,
You just flat foot that bitch.
and because it's nothing but desert. Like you're just passing camels and shit. So that's another thing. If I don't see sand for the rest of my life, or if I don't see another camel for the rest of my life, I'm good.
Oh, wow.
Literally.
So no beaches.
No beaches.
I think I went to a beach last year for the first time.
He was like, whew.
Yeah, man. It's just when you see so much sand, it's like honestly, true story. We're flying back from Kuwait. We landed in Maine when we got back. When I tell you, grown folks were crying. Like we're landing. We're not landed yet. We're landing, and people are crying because they see vegetation out the window.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
So like they saw the vegetation. It was just crazy.
Yeah, like people were like boohoo crying, snot coming out their nose, all that.
We
Because
were
it's
just like, what the hell?
Again, just being out there for 9 months, just seeing endless amount of sand. Like you can look out and it just looks like it's never ending, just sand. And just not to make it a serious moment, man, but like a lot of people, like say when they're depressed and stuff like that, and you want to see your family. For me, example, like I said, just a personal story. So when I was deployed there, my fiance at the time, she ended up breaking up with me like 3 months in. So I literally spent like the rest of the time, and that's where the group of brothers that I had, they played a big part because they took my mind off of it. But it's like you being homesick and you want to just be with your loved ones, say Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and just to look out your window and it's nothing but sand around you, but all you want to do is be home. It can get depressing. So I understand that. Like I make fun of them for crying at one end, but another token of it is like I understand because you just wanted to be home, but you couldn't, and you take advantage of stuff like even grass for granted.
Yeah.
Like it's none of that out there. It's strictly sand and dry heat and camels. Like
Fucking camels, man.
fucking camels. Camels out there is like the cows out here. Real shit.
Nah, I believe
Yeah,
that, man,
real
for
shit.
sure, dog.
Oh, but I will also be remiss if I didn't shout out the locals out there too. So
Okay.
Even on base, the Kuwaitis out there, they had regular jobs. They were our cooks. They ran the base, and those were one of the most friendliest people. Like they invited us. Like they were happy we were actually there. Like they loved talking to us. Like most people, they get misconception. Like they hate us out here and stuff. They don't. It's who's running their country. Like they have no control of it. Like if you're nice to them, they're gonna be nice to you. And there's some pretty nice ones out there for sure.
I got you, man.
Wow. Crazy experience for real.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so do you recommend people to join? And what advice do you have for them when they do?
So for me, it's to each his own, but I recommend especially for young people, if you don't have a sense of direction, say, okay, you're entering your senior year of high school, you're not a big fan of school, you don't really have a direction or structure in the household, then I would recommend it because it's like out here, you have so many influences that can stray you very easily. At least out there, at least joining the military, you can gain some structure, you can gain some core values, but at the same time, you can gain some money, but at the same time, you can find a sense of direction of where you might want to go. For me, like I say, luckily, I was already an adult. So being that I already knew that, okay, this is temporary, I'm going to be right back out in the real world. But for a lot of soldiers, they go in at 18, they do their 20 years, and they're afraid to leave because they don't know what the outside world looks like outside of that structure. So a lot of them just stay in and be lifers. So for anybody that doesn't have a sense of direction or don't know exactly what they want to do, but they want to get out of the situations that they're in, I definitely recommend it. But I will say, while I recommend it, have a goal set in mind on why, or a motivation in mind why you're joining. Like, don't join because you're like, I don't have nothing else to do. Find something that motivates you to use as a tool to get you further to where you're trying to get to.
Okay. Wow. Amazingly said, man. You hit the nail on the hammer right there.
Yeah.
Dang, man. So wow. Okay.
Y'all heard it here first.
No, seriously, man. So, like, is there a particular lesson or principle from the military service that you carry with you throughout life that you just appreciate?
It's very basic. It's very simple. Like, even with you guys, I use it for my student staff. You know, I'm very easygoing. I don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Micromanage you guys or anything like that. If you live by this basic rule, you can go far. Be at the right place at the right time and do the right thing. If you just take those simple rules and apply it to your life, not just military, and I got it from the military and I just apply it to my everyday life. Those simple rules right there just get you far out by itself.
And faith.
And faith, of course, and faith. But that one and the one that's just stuck to me the most was just play the game. Like, every situation is going to be different. Learn the situation that you're in and use it to your advantage.
Yep.
So for the military, it's like, okay, these set of rules are structured to keep you confined, right?
Right.
But if you play the game until your time is up, whenever that time is, play that same game when you get out. For instance, once you get in, when you're in, you're under their, like, I wouldn't say control, but their jurisdiction. So they tell you when to eat, they tell you when to sleep, they tell you when to shit, right? But when you get out, get back everything that is owned back to you, monetarily wise. So for instance, a lot of veterans, when they get out, they're just so happy to get out that they don't even think about going back for their benefits. Like, I got my neighbor. He was in the desert. He was in Desert Storm in the 90s. And one of the boot camps that he went to in South Carolina, you see the commercial where, like, if you got, like, certain, like, breathing issues and stuff like that, from Camp Lejeune. He went to Camp Lejeune. And it's like, he sees the commercials all the time, but he felt like because he's been out so long, 30 years, that it's no point for him to go for his benefits. It's like, dog, you have the perfect case because it's on commercial. Like,
like they can't say no.
The nation knows what's going on with this certain camp, and you happen to serve at that camp during that time. Get your benefits. So I would tell any veteran, no matter what branch that you're coming from, go back and get your benefits because you're leaving free money on the table. Free money that can help you, that can help your family. So don't come out here and feel like you're struggling when you don't have to. Is it a process? Yes. But I would much rather you guys and ladies stay on top of that process and get what you're owed because you're the 1% that serve. You're the one that they turned into the machine that you are. You're the one that's going through the issues that you're going through because of them. So get back what they owe you because they're definitely they got what they got from you. It's time to get the get back.
There you go. Ooh. Wow. Mic drop
Mic drop.
there. That was fire, man. Hey, man, all around there. That was amazing, man. Oh, my God.
Man.
This is fun, man. This is really
for sure, fun, man. We appreciate you being on here. It's been a blessing, man. This journey has been great, and we're going to keep going, man. We can't wait to have more episodes, and hopefully an After Dark. You never know what might happen.
After Dark if y'all have After Dark, man, I got stories. Like
we're going to have a blast for sure, man. Listen, you guys, it's been a blessing. It's been a blast. We've had a great time, all right? If you guys, seriously, man. If you guys are listening or watching on Spotify, make sure to download and give it a 5-star rating. Now, if you're on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. All right. Yo, it's been Matthew.
It's been Chillo.
Brandon.
And we'll see y'all next time. All right.
Sir.
Peace.
Peace.